Hi everyone. Okay, so today I actually have too many things to talk about, so I'm gonna try to make it, what's the word? Efficient. Okay, first thing is that, sorry, I'm flipping through photos. I guess I could do this on camera for you, although I'm pretty sure I know what I want to use. First thing is that what is the first thing? Okay, so I have an announcement. Actually, that's the first thing. And that announcement is that I was intending to do this series for, you know, the month of June, which is 30 days, as you know. But I am going to cut it short. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing just exactly half the month instead, so I'm gonna be doing these videos through the 15th. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One of them is that I feel like I'm doing a really bad job with these in that I'm doing them like later and later in the day because I don't know, like I just like love to eat breakfast and read in the morning, and editing and getting up a video really interferes with that, and I'm really trying to get on top of my novel rewrite. Well, I guess I can talk about that later, but that's another reason. And the other reason is that my family is like having kind of a rough time, like with everybody getting what they need, and I want to be available to like help out more. You know, Eli is having a little bit of a tough time. Just loneliness, you know, we're stuck at home. And his friends are obviously like other places and he can't see them. And basically, last week I was supposed to, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm knocking things over. Last week I was supposed to be on with him for one afternoon. Well, I'm supposed to be on with him for like 2 afternoons a week so that my mom can get stuff done. But I was really tired. I was really tired one of those days, and I just like was super overwhelmed and I needed to take a break, which meant that my mom didn't get that time off. And I think that while these videos are fun to make, I also need to like be kind of a little bit more available to my family right now, since a lot of them are having kind of a rough go with things at the moment, what with quarantine and you know, trying to accomplish personal goals and being social, and yeah, it's just a little tough right now. Yeah, and then yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm going to make the next few days of videos through the 15th, and then give myself a little bit of a break before I do my July plan with me, because that'll be its own project, because those plan with me's are really kind of time consuming to make and edit. Yeah, So that's where I'm at with this. I've really enjoyed doing this series and getting to kind of like meet you guys, like talk with you a little more one-on-one, since there's like a smaller group of people that watches these and watch like the monthly plan with me's. And it's been really fun to like get to like talk to you guys and hear from you and like hear what you are thinking about. And like a lot of you have said that you're like using these to like plan along with in the morning, and I think that's super cool, and I'm glad that I was able to like kind of reach so many people by doing this. Yeah, and it's not over yet, so don't worry for a couple more days. And then I'm gonna flip through all of this too, so you know, this is my little technique for making postage stamps out of anything. You just make like a little square of washi, and then you can draw kind of like a postage stamp outline around them, which is kind of fun. And I feel like I want to add something else to this page, but I'm not quite sure what. I don't know. Also, this was probably more important than anything else I was talking about. I went to like a protest march yesterday, which was really cool. We thought it was going to be like pretty small, since it's been, you know, 3 weeks of protests so far, and I thought maybe it was excuse me while I stir my tea. I thought maybe it was going to be like a little smaller, especially because we're, you know, out in the Twin Cities suburbs, but it was huge. And that was really inspiring. We had speakers. I felt like I learned a lot from them. And yeah, one of the things that they said that really like resonated with me was that you don't get to give yourself the title of ally, you have to earn it, which I think is so true. And I think, you know, personally, I obviously have work to do. I think most people do. But, you know, I'm doing the reading and stuff and making donations, because that's like kind of what I can do right now. But yeah, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I went to that yesterday, so it's the first time I've ever like been to a march or to a protest or whatever, so it was like super nerve-wracking because I do have kind of like an anxiety thing, but it was totally worth it, and I feel like I grew, and I'm, you know, more willing to like step out of my comfort zone and do more of this in the future. All right, so I said that today while I was doing this, I was going to answer questions. So in addition to all the other things that I had to talk about, I thought I would go through some of those. Actually, I'm going to pull up my YouTube on my iPad while I do this. Oh my god, it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, my computer's in another room. All right, I guess we'll have to pause this. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I grabbed my computer. It was in my sister's room. Mary, not Rebecca's. Which relates to a couple of things that people asked me. I had to I have like 2 lists. I have the ones that are taped up on paper and the ones that are on my computer that are newer. All right, I'll just start with the computer one so that it doesn't go to sleep and I have to type in my password. So, Tipsy Cakes asked me, I remember you mentioned before that your bullet journal is somewhat censored in a way because you make them with the intention of sharing it on the internet. So, I was just wondering if you have a separate uncensored journal that's really more for yourself where you don't have to filter your thoughts and words. The short answer to that is yes, kind of, in that sometimes when I have to like really just work through something, like when I was in France and there was one of the members of our group sexually assaulted another member, and it was kind of a mess. I obviously had a lot of feelings about that because I was really close to the person who was hurt. And so she was, you know, obviously really upset and everything. So I just threw it all on there. And that is the reason that I don't have a flip through of my 2019 part 2 journal, is because I don't even know if I can censor out all that information about people that I am not, like, it's not really my information to share per se. Which is okay. Maybe someday I'll go back and like figure out how to use blurring software to do all that, but it seems like kind of a thing that I could mess up really easily, and something could end up in the video that I don't want to, or that isn't my place to share or whatever. So yes, I don't have another journal exactly, but I do just kind of withhold those parts of my journal that are, you know, contain that kind of stuff. All right. And then Diana Mejia, I have a weird J in my name, so I'm never sure how to say other people's J's. All right, she had some questions. The first one, are you the oldest out of all your siblings? Yes. I'm 23 as of a couple days ago, and my youngest brother is 11, probably. He just finished 5th grade, so there's kind of a big range of ages in the family, which is, I think, is fun, but also is kind of challenging for, you know, sharing interests, especially right now. When we're all stuck here together and some people want to do something and then some people are lonely. It's, yeah. So, yes, I am the oldest. Second question is, how did I get into bullet journaling? That's kind of fun. I read a BuzzFeed article back when I was in high school. Everybody was on BuzzFeed during school all the time on their laptops. Like, the teacher would be talking and everybody had their like school issued laptops open and they were just on BuzzFeed taking quizzes and reading stuff. But because of that, I came across an article that was like, I'll see if I can link it in the description. It was like, what WTF? Fun fact, some people say that they just automatically translate that in their head, but what I hear in my head is, what the is a bullet journal, and why should you use it? I can't remember. But I had never heard of it before then. Like, literally the first time I heard of a bullet journal, I had to start one. So a couple days later, I bought, let's see, it was Moleskine, actually, which is what I'm in right now. But it was a dot grid one, and I'm sorry, I'm like not even doing anything on the screen. This must be really boring. I'll start writing my title. It was a dot grid Moleskine and Moleskine. Sorry if I said it wrong. And it was the kind of first like nice notebook I'd ever owned. And I started it like a couple days later. I started it the morning after my high school graduation because, you know, high school and academics in general have been really hit or miss for me. And I was really ready to celebrate being free of my torture school. And so I started it the morning after the graduation. I remember I slept in until 3 in the afternoon because I ended up getting kind of roped into going to the like party, the like all night lock-in party at like an activity center. I don't know, it was weird. But I remember I got home the next morning, I woke up and I was like, I am starting my life afresh. And I started my first ever bullet journal that day, and I've been doing it ever since. I think I've only missed like a couple days in there, and most of them I've summarized somehow or other, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. I think I'm gonna get my sticker book out. I've been using these a lot lately. How do I do this so that I don't hit the camera? All right, and then Diana also asks, will you share what the book you've been working on is about? I'm not against it, but I'm also like not super good at summing it up, which is something I have to work on as I go into agent submissions, probably after this last cleanup draft. So I will once I have a good synopsis for you. But I'm hoping to do like traditional publishing with it. Yeah, so hopefully you'll get to read it eventually. My fourth question is, any ideas on another book? I'm currently working on a novel and I got hit with another idea, but I don't want to focus on 2 projects at once. I'd rather pull my energy into one. Thanks for answering any of them. Oh yeah, well, I'm answering all of them, Diana. Okay, so yes, I do have an idea for another book, and that's because the book that I'm working on right now had kind of like a very specific ending point. And I wasn't sure if that was like the end of the story for the characters. Like, it was definitely the end of that story, but I wasn't sure if there was like their future also had another story in it. But kind of during my time in France and just like moving on from stuff in my life, I realized that there was another story that I wanted to tell about these characters. You know, I feel like the word sequel is like rife with crushed dreams, and that wasn't as good as the first one, but I'm pretty confident that based on the ideas I had, it like all came together pretty recently for me, and I'm like itching to start writing that second book now. So yeah, that's what that is. All right, and Colleen Beatty asked, how many siblings do you have? 4. I've been really enjoying these videos. I like seeing how you figure out where things go on the page to make it fit what you're looking for aesthetically. Thanks, Colleen. Yeah, so 4 siblings. I'm the oldest. 2 little brothers and 2 little sisters, who are soon all gonna be taller than me. Which is what it is, you know? Let's see. All right, so Madeline Stone asked, running dailies versus full pages, like why did I switch and how's it been working for me? I have been doing dailies for like a really, really long time, kind of before I switched over, and I think a lot of it is that my like life and my free time got a lot fuller, and it was hard to keep up with like just literally writing that much by hand every day. And part of it was that I felt like really, really stressed out by that. And part of it was that I wasn't actually doing it. So I would have to go back days later and write it all down. And I did it every single time. And it was exhausting, and I would get stressed out even thinking about my bullet journal. Which isn't to say that someday that won't be the right system for me again, but right now rolling dailies are helping me because I'm only using as much space as I use, and I'm not like, well, I mean, I guess this is a bad example because I definitely just used up some space there. But, ooh, okay, hang on. This is gonna be such a long video, you guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel like, what is it? What day is it? It's the 12th. I should know that with what I'm doing. I finished On a Sunbeam this morning. It's great. I love it. One of my favorite books, honestly. Right, so running dailies are nice because if a day is empty and it's just, I'm just kind of like chilling all day, then I don't have to write down a bunch of stuff. I do worry sometimes that I'm like missing out on memories that I should be, you know, keeping track of, you know, my whole like collector of days catchphrase. But you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, and right now this is what's working for me. And I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, my bullet journal should, there's like a certain degree of like, you should work to make your bullet journal work for you, but there's also a certain degree of like, your bullet journal should work for your life, like not the other way around. And I felt like I was just spending so much time on it. Yeah, so that's kind of why I switched. I've really liked being able to like be more creative about how I use the space versus like I have a header here and then this is all text and there's like a photo here and a photo here in the opposite corner, you know? Whereas this, like, I feel like there's a lot more I can do with it. I've been doing like columns and all kinds of different like formats, so more playing around. What's up? Okay, I'm back with a little bit more background noise of my dog begging for a bagel. But the next person, Flynn Lesko, went crazy and gave me 4 questions. Anyways, crazy. Thanks, Flynn. And I sent your Etsy order on the way just a couple days ago, so thanks for the business. Why Moleskine versus Leusch, which I assume is Leuchtturm? Basically because I wanted to try out a gridded notebook. This is my first time ever using one this way, and I don't really like the format of their grid notebooks with the top line open, you know? I kind of like how this is grid to the very edges. And also, I might have tried it because that pale pink color, you know what I'm talking about. It was so pretty. And if I had gotten one, I would have wanted that one. But I couldn't find it and I didn't have time to order one because I had to like film my like New Year video. And it wouldn't have gotten there in time. So that's the roundabout reason why. Different title ideas. Yes, I feel like that's like an Instagram video. But yes. What kind of pen? This is a Pilot Juice pen, and it's a really good one for Moleskine paper because it doesn't bleed through. And it's got this like cute little sharp tip, but it does smear a lot, so you have to be careful. And when am I graduating? Yes, you were very perceptive. I have been in college for 4 years now, and I'm graduating in December. I pushed out my student teaching, which is something that people at my school can do kind of frequently because we can do it at like half tuition if we do fall student teaching and you don't have to live on campus. And it seemed worth it to be able to study abroad. So yeah, I think those are all the questions. I guess I'll see you tomorrow and for the next couple days, and then and then never again. You're right, Rebecca. And then for the July setup, and then I'm taking a little break and I'm gonna draw and write and stuff. So, okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
We never really got to know where they live. I mean, I know they live in Pittsburgh. I know they're friends, TJ or whatever.
Well, you probably wouldn't publish your address online if you were that famous. I mean, or if you were not famous, I guess.
And to be honest, the TJ guy I was talking about who's friends with them, like he showed a picture of their house, so if someone zoomed in, they could probably see his address.
Well, sometimes they blur it out because usually they know.
I mean, yeah, his house did look very blurred out. I was watching this KKS live stream thing.
Sorry. I thought it'd be fun to have you in it. Because we're matching. And I'm lying on your bed.
Wait, for your video?
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to be in it?
no, dude. Hang on my butt and you talk about KKS from the Mason, you get copyright.
No, you can mention other channels. I'll tag him in the description. Don't worry.
Gladly.